Hello again! This is Simon with Dragonfly RC, and this is my review and flight of the Phoenix flight gear for the RcLogger i1 Xtreme. I was hoping to do a complete build video for you guys, and I actually did, but I deleted it on accident, so it's lost forever, and what can you do? Maybe I'll show you how to do it next time I tear it down. But I just want to go over a couple things with you and show you the way that I set it up. It flies amazingly from what I've tested so far, which is just 2 flights. First thing, on the bottom I have a battery mount. I've stuck a little bit of foam to keep it nice and gripped right there. I can still attach the battery while it's on the frame. And you can see the carbon fiber in there. You can see actually where I had the bolt drilled for my camera mount, and down the A-arms, the carbon fiber. And here with the motor mounts you have to do some modifications on the end. You have to cut off the barrel, and you also have to drill some holes, and so you can put your screws through for your motor mount. Now, a couple people have been recommending to me that I use zip ties, and I am trying that out right now. I have one screw on there because I'm afraid that it might just fall off and fly away. I don't trust zip ties at all. But my friends say that they work really well, so we're going to try them out. Apparently it helps if you crash really hard. The thing that breaks is the zip tie instead of the frame, so that's always good. The way that I mounted it is I put a zip tie here. This holds on the frame a little bit, and this zip tie right here is to cinch down the motor in the mount itself, and then also one on the outside to do the same thing. Normally there would be a lock screw right there, but the zip ties actually work better than the actual screws did, and the screws always broke the mount. So mounting the control board on there, the flight controller, you had to use a spacer and then some rubber grommets to make sure that you have no vibration in the board. I actually took my LEDs off because the LEDs on this thing sucked anyway. I'm just going to get a light strip and maybe run it through the board and see if I can put that on here somehow. Now, as far as attaching the landing gear, again, I went with a zip tie and one bolt. Hopefully the zip tie breaks. I might actually change out the bolt and put in another zip tie, just because I've been told that when you come down really hard, you put a lot of force in this area of the frame, and it can possibly break it because of the screw right here. So I'd rather have a zip tie and have the zip tie break and then be able to fix it in 5 seconds instead of breaking my whole frame and spending another $50 to buy a new one. As far as stability, this thing is so much more stable. It is like freaking awesome. The arms are stiffer, there's no wobble, it flies around great. It seriously turns the RcLogger into a very decent quadcopter. It has punch like crazy now. I know the frame is slightly lighter and you have to cut off some plastic. I didn't use the battery tray. I'm only using zip ties instead of bolts. We're down a lot of weight here, and it is just hauling ass. A little slight annoyance that I had with the frame was just the body. I had to trim it just a little bit so that it would fit on there, and now it kind of popped off a little bit, so trying to figure out a way to secure that on there a little bit better. I'm sure it won't be complicated. But now what we're trying to do is find the best way to mount the Mobius on there without jello and get some good aerial shots with this thing, because it just hauls ass. I can't wait to get my FPV gear and get this thing going. That's my review of the RcLogger i1 Xtreme Phoenix flight gear, along with some tips and tricks that I had from the build. Again, sorry I couldn't bring you the complete build. I totally made the whole video and it got deleted from my Mobius on accident. Happens though, what can you do? I am going to do some flight video with this now, and I'll do some FPV and some shots from the ground so you can see how this thing flies.